Well, hey, top of the morning if you're on the West Coast, top of your noon lunch hour. If you're on the East Coast, it's Carm Capriato, another Aftermarket Weekly. We're in week 84. Good to have you here. Listen, it would behoove me not to talk about the tornado that just devastated probably 6 states: Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi, and Tennessee. And I think it was Friday night, and Mayfield, Kentucky was one of the worst. In fact, I remember seeing a scene where there were two lifts and some cars on the lifts, and there were no walls, no roof. And it sure looked like that some of our fellow brethren, automotive aftermarket service professionals, got hit pretty bad. So I'm not sure what to do next, except to say that, maybe there's an opportunity for some of us in the industry to consider helping with equipment, tools, computers, monitors. A lot of people, in fact, I heard from a few people that said, "Hey, Carm, I've got some extra equipment. I'm wondering if there's a possibility that I could help." So I'm attempting to get through to some of the business coaches that may have a client or two that's in the area that is not devastated, but they would know other people in the area. So I'm not quite sure where this may or go or may not go, but no doubt water, blanket, foods. There's a lot of other things that I know the government is working on, but how do we help shops that may have been devastated to get back? Maybe they find temporary quarters, but still they need equipment or something. So again, I'm not trying to be the Red Cross, but I wouldn't mind helping put people together or be a point person. And so that is carm@remarkableresults.biz. And I don't mean to take away from Ashlyn Kaplan and or our tour, but in my mind, I think it would be wonderful to have mentioned that. I mean, I think it's an important thing. Ashlyn Kaplan, how are you?
I am good. I'm good, Carm. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Cannon Auto Repair, Cannon Falls, Minnesota. Well, it's probably a lovely summer day out there in Minnesota.
Very much so lovely in summer, yes.
Oh, I bet you. Hey, I'm so glad to have you here. Ashlyn's kind of a new member of our industry as she's taking over for her dad. Very, very proud of you. What a wonderful thing. Here's a picture of her place that we're going to have a shop tour of in Cottage Grove, Minnesota. How exciting. Can't wait to see that. Hey, if you're hanging with us on social media, give us a like, a share, and even a comment or two if you wish. I sure appreciate that. And we're coming to you live from the Dorman OE Fix studio. Yeah, sometimes I call it the Carm Cave. And so, hey, there's so many things I want to talk to Ashlyn about besides see a tour of her great place. How's business?
Good. We've been actually very busy. We just came off of a record month. So November was just phenomenal for us, which is amazing to see. It's what we want to see after this last year. But yeah, so just trying to keep crushing it this month. So
keep crushing it. I love that. What a great attitude, huh? Keep crushing it.
Yep.
We should all adopt that all through the industry. Keep crushing it.
Right. Crush every month.
I said you were from Cottage Grove, but really from Cannon Falls, right?
I'm from Cottage Grove. Yes, I live in Cottage Grove with my family, but work in Cannon Falls. That's where the shop is.
The business is in Cannon Falls. Wonderful thing. Hey, want to thank our partner, our great partner, Dorman, for sponsoring and bringing you the show.
Modern steering columns are collapsible, made of an inner and outer sleeve. In a frontal collision, the sleeves compress like a telescope, allowing the steering column to absorb energy from the crash, reducing impact on the driver. Dorman's steering shaft is engineered with strict tolerances to directly replace the original shaft on certain vehicle years, makes, and models. Dorman has rigorously tested their steering shafts to meet federal motor safety standards through press-out, tensile load, salt spray, on-vehicle fitment testing, and more. These standards specify requirements for minimizing chest and facial injuries through steering systems that yield forward, cushioning the impact on the driver. These systems also limit rearward displacement of the column into the passenger compartment, further reducing the likelihood of serious injury. Hey, want to know more about Dorman? Visit dormanproducts.com/tour.
It's so cool to hear about some of the products that Dorman puts together and, the backstory of why, some great benefits from each of the products. Hey, this coming Friday, Town Hall Academy, culture makes great customers, keeps great people, and attracts superstars. I love this title. We talk so much about finding the best people, but a lot of it starts with in the shop. Russ Crosby, Bill DeBoyer, and Sean Gilfillan is going to be here. Glad to have him here. Hey, I think it's time to kind of hang out with Ashlyn and do some smart talk. So here's my big question for you, ma'am,
hmm
is how does a mom of a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old run a shop like you do?
Well, it's a lot of organization, and I mean, my dad is still here, so that is a huge plus. He hasn't fully decided to let go of the reins yet, seeing I'm kind of in the learning process as well. But it's just, working with your husband too. I think you have to have a team behind you to know that when you're coming to work, there's somebody else at home, and then you have your people at work too. So like if something does come up, if your kiddos are sick, anything like that, you have to have a solid team to be able to rely on them and to just know that it won't burn down if you're not here one day. So and that's
So
kind of something I'm working on too, is building up, how who else do we need to add to our team to make sure once my dad's gone and if I have to take a day off, it's going to continue to function at its highest level.
does Dad really want to take some time off?
Oh yeah, dad wants to retire yesterday.
Well,
he's he's ready. He's done his time. So
now
mhm.
your husband,
Yep.
is he? What does he do in the business?
He doesn't do anything in the business. He has a totally different job. He's a
Oh,
financial advisor.
okay,
But he's just kind of my team player at home. So,
got it.
without him, you have to have which day is he picking the kids up? Which day am I picking the kids up? Making sure the team knows here at the shop which days I have to leave early, which days I'm staying late. Stuff like that. Just how it all flows together. You have
You
to
know,
be
it's
organized.
it's great to see a transfer of ownership amongst family. It's a wonderful thing. I know how that feels. Um, when you approached Dad or Dad approached you, Ashland,
hmm
take us back to the day. Hey, Dad, I want to buy the business, or did he come to you and say, "Hey, I'd like you to buy the business"? How'd that
hmm
work?
I am an only child, so I think I'm kind of his only option, right? When you're an only child. But he's always kind of had it in his head, that it would be a good stable place for me to work and to have something to kind of, make my own at some point in life, but I never really took it to heart until about a year and a half ago. And we started with me working here one day a week just to see, is it something I like? Do I even have interest in it whatsoever? So, growing up with a dad being a mechanic, I've always been more of a tomboy, but learning how to run an actual business is just something in its own. And I'm still learning every day. But so I think it was just a process that we've both kind of realized that it is something that I want to do. But it just took time to see, is this really for me type of thing? Because it's a big step to take something over. But
Besides those struggles of knowing what's around the next corner, was there
mhm.
any problems or stumbles in the actual transfer of power? Are you still going through that?
We're still going through it. I'm just working on, earning the respect from everybody here. So everybody here's been here longer than me, which being a female coming into a male dominant industry, you're already a little you're not you're not at the same level as the men, right? So it's taking baby steps. And one thing that somebody once told me is um, you're never making changes, you're always making improvements. So that's something I'm really striving on too, is I'm making improvements, and I want everybody to know that when I'm coming in and I am maybe changing something, it's to improve the business, to help them grow,
Yeah.
to help the business grow. So there's always something behind it. But, my dad coming in being a mechanic for 40 years, he never had the business mindset. So that's kind of where I'm coming in and having more of the business side of it and trying to grow the business, and make us even better than what we already are.
Yeah, it's
So,
it's it's such an interesting way to look at it. Since Ashland is not a technician, doesn't
mhm.
love to hold a wrench in her hand and tighten or take off something. You are going to take a completely different perspective and view of the business
Yep.
from being deep in the bays. Now,
Yeah.
you did say something the same level as the men. I found
Mhm.
that to be so interesting. I mean, they're at their level because they've worked at it, and you are
Yep.
going to seek your own level.
Yep.
I don't think that I'm not sure that. Yeah, what am I trying to say here, Ashlyn?
I think for me, it's, earning the respect of them. So they come in, I have to earn their respect. I'm not just going to be given respect, right? Because I am somebody, I don't know as much as them, but yet I'm telling them to make improvements, right? And I want them to adapt these new things and whatnot, but they may look down upon it. Like, why should I have to do that? If why fix something that isn't broken type of situation?
Yeah,
So I think that's kind of where I'm getting at is, they see me coming in and making different improvements, as I like to say, and they may not like that. But at the very back of it, they have to kind of see where I'm coming from and why I'm doing it is because I want to better everybody here in this building.
cool. I
So
get it, and I think that is one incredible outlook that you have. Also, you have a coach.
yes.
And
Yep.
I would love to know, it's phenomenal to know that such a young individual from outside the industry has a business coach. To me, it's probably your best and most solid foundation moving forward. Give us
Yes.
a big learning curve that you've had recently.
Oh my goodness. um, I feel like I learn something new every week. For me, the biggest learning curve has been, I think, the numbers of the business. So, learning how those numbers of the business, how it all functions, whether it's labor, whether it's parts, how it all comes into play to making the business run in a day to day. We want to stay positive. We don't ever want to go negative. So, looking and learning those numbers to make sure that we're staying in the green, not going down below. So that's my most recent. I've been really working on all of our financials. So that's a huge undertaking for me.
And a big and important step, right? I
hmm
mean, if you don't know your numbers, obviously it's tough to pull a lever on anything else. And
Yes.
that's great. I'm so proud of the fact. Now, was it your dad who said, "Hey, Ashlyn, let's get you a business coach as you're learning this"?
Not I think I was on a lot of different calls and whatnot, and talked to a lot of different people. I actually had a leadership coach before I had a business coach, and I still have my leadership coach. So he helps me to exactly what it sounds like, be a good leader, not to be a manager, to be a leader. So
Oh,
that's something that I've been really working on and I'm trying to learn how can I be the best for my employees. And then my business coach is how can I be the best manager for the business here. So they're two separate entities, but they blend beautifully together to kind of help me become who I want to be as a business owner.
I have to tell you, I think that's the soundbite for this episode. A leadership coach, a business coach. I mean, you talk about being able to plant the right seeds and grow a wonderful oak
Yep.
tree. Good for
Yep.
you. Now, you recently did some remodeling and some equipment
Yes.
upgrades, and what
Yep.
was the reason?
It was stuck in the golden oak era. So it needed to go. We as our service writer Ron says, we de-oakified. So we turned the oak white and we gave it a little facelift. The floor needed to be done for years and years, and my dad knew it. It was just when. And it's a lot of work to do an office floor because you have to take everything out. So we just kind of made it work over Labor Day weekend and it looks beautiful. So it's a
Well, we're
lot of
happy. I can't wait to see the tour of your place. Thank you so much. I want to thank you so much. Again, we're gonna see a tour here in a minute. Hey, let's talk about this week's episodes. We have been extremely busy doing what we normally would do here and putting out great content. Today, episode 701, marketing. Never take your foot off the gas pedal. And it was last Friday on the Remarkable Results Radio. We hit our 700th episode. And We had 7 guests on to talk about 7 trends, and it kind of feels like a little mini TED Talk thing going on there. I think you're going to absolutely so much great stuff to learn on the 700th. This past Thursday, the Town Hall Academy release was episode 253, Under 30, and Our Future is Bright. These 3 young men under 30 will absolutely blow your mind as to the level of commitment they have to the companies they work for and the jobs that they have. And Matt Fonslow's episode from the Aftermarket Radio Network was Pickpockets and Magicians. I believe you will love that. Don't forget, we're on all the top the top podcast listening apps. Hey, are you ready to give us the tour of your great place?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right, let's do this. Here we go. Oh, there's a little snow on the ground. Minnesota. All right.
A little bit. We have way more now. So that's the outside of the shop. Customer parking. We're going to be going into the front office here. So this
is that the redone floor?
It is, and the walls are new. That all the white used to be golden oak. We have not updated chairs or anything like that yet, but those are fine. We'll make do.
Very, very nice.
We actually painted, that tile was pink, and I painted it white, so it was your pastel pink. All very new and updated. We have a Keurig coffee machine for the customers. Our plaques on the wall over there. Service writer Ron sits right here at the front desk. And then I think we're going to be going into the back office here. So this is where my dad and I are at, is back there. Also all updated, nice and clean.
Very, very nice.
Our board right there, keep track of our hours. And then this goes back into the shop.
How many bays?
We have 1 4-post and then 4 2-posts.
Okay. And how many technicians that run all those bays?
We have 2 right now. We're trying to hire a 3rd, but as everybody talks about, hiring is tough right now.
Boy,
So we're in a rural area, so it makes it even more difficult.
I mean, when you say rural, do you mean a 1 red light town or bigger than that?
Yeah, 1 red light. We're actually, if you know where the Twin Cities is, we're about 30 minutes south of the Twin Cities. So
Okay.
we're not terribly far from the cities. This is actually where I'm at right now, is our upstairs.
Okay.
This is our parts room.
Very nice.
Also a little break room for the guys and anybody else that's up here. It's a nice private area, which is nice to have.
Now,
Because downstairs we don't have much.
Ashlyn, do you stock that much inventory? I mean, it doesn't look like it's
No,
really a lot
not
of
a lot at
inventory.
all.
It looks, but is it because that you don't have a parts store close by, or is there one close by?
Nope, we have Napa right in town. We're actually a Napa Auto Care Center.
Oh, okay.
We have a Napa here in town. We don't stock a whole lot in parts. But compared to what we used to, I would say we're 3/4 less than what we used to.
I see that.
Have this area up here. It used to be a towing, actually.
Oh, I love the mezzanine view of the shop.
Yeah,
Very
so I
nice.
look over all of it here.
Are you doing waste oil heat?
No.
Okay.
We are
The
not.
shop-
We heat and air conditioned. Brand new ventilation system there for the exhaust.
Nice. Heating and air and ventilation.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Very good. I see you're in the tire business.
Oh, unfortunately, it's winter in Minnesota, so everybody wants their winter tires put on. New
It's kind of
Balancer.
required. It's required, isn't it?
Yeah, everybody kind of wants to have it. Back in that corner, we just got a brand new air compressor too. It releases every hour on its own automatic, so that's really nice to have. And then back here is also an open bay that we can use for big trucks if need be. We don't do a lot anymore, but it's there if we need it. And then we do have a fenced-in pen back there as well that we will put vehicles if need be, like if a catalytic converter was cut off or something like that and we can't get one, we'll keep it in the pen just for safekeeping, well, until we get it in stock.
Now, would that be the shop manager's desk right there?
No,
that we
so
just
that's
saw?
just a desk so we don't have a shop manager. We just use that desk for the guys. They can type up
Okay.
their notes on there if they choose not to use their tablet. The computer seems to be a little quicker for them both. So they'll do there if they want to look up something, identifix, any sort of part questions, they can use that computer. It's all theirs.
Got it. Are you
So,
using digital vehicle inspections?
yes. Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
I saw a very clean floor. Do you guys work hard on that?
We do. We actually get a lot of compliments on that from customers is how clean our shop was. I was kind of sad because the floor in there is dirty. That is dirty because of the snow. But normally it's very clean. My dad's very meticulous about that, and that's something I will continue to be as well. So
Well,
we pride ourselves.
I noticed it, and even though you think it's dirty, it looked pretty
Mhm.
clean
It's very
comparatively, right? Yes.
yes, yeah.
So I'm excited for you. You sound so grounded. I think I said that earlier, but where you're thinking, what kind of short-term plans do you have for the business?
Oh man, I mean, I want to grow. So our biggest thing is growing, and what we need in order to grow, we need, we need another tech. We have the room for one more, so that's my biggest thing. Is my short-term plan in moving into 2022 is to find a third tech, and to just kind of, boost even more, crush it even more next year than we did this year.
Crush it
So,
even more.
mhm.
Hiring a tech, obviously one of our great challenges in the industry. Do you have
Mhm.
any resumes, or are you just about ready to start the hunt?
So we've been hunting. It's just we lead to a lot of either getting ghosted, which I've was talking to my coach about as well. It's a common thing right now where people will reach out and then they just don't respond. So it's kind of, we've had an ad out there for quite a while. We use the newspaper, Indeed, Facebook, everything like that. It's just trying to find the right fit for what we're specifically looking for.
Wow, very good. Hey, I'd love to have you on another one of our shows, go in a little deeper on all the great success that you're having as a young shop owner. Dad's business, you guys, I think have been in business for about 19 years, right?
Hmm.
It's
Yep.
it's it's just great to be able to have your daughter working for you, which I do. So
Yep.
I so appreciate that. Hey, next, don't forget we repurpose this show as a podcast each and every Saturday morning. Of course, the Carm Capriato YouTube channel. Always glad to have you hanging with us on social media while we always do live streaming and then we repurpose the audio. Next week, I'm going to have Gilda Dickman with me. It'd be great. I can't wait to see Cars, Automotive, and Mufflers. She's got a great place for us to see. Ashlyn Kaplan, thank you so much. Cannon Auto Repair, Cannon Falls, Minnesota.
Thank
Great
you.
tour. Congrats to your new ownership, and of course a great Christmas with the kids.
Yes. Thank you. You as well,
Bye.
Carm.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.